Today, I want to talk about something that we use every single day: social media. Social media is not entirely evil, it's not entirely bad. From social media, we learn how to connect, share our lives, and most importantly, learn new things. And with that being said, I want to talk about how we use it way too much. Social media has a real impact on everybody's lives. Now, these days, it's not just for little kids, not for middle schoolers, high schoolers, it's now for college students and adults. I've noticed everywhere I go, there's always people on social media. Whether I'm walking down the hallway to my classes, whether I'm walking around a grocery store, whether I'm just at a coffee shop and there's people sitting there going through social media. Social media has a real impact on all of our lives. Like, I cannot go to bed without looking at social media. And when I'm staring at the social media before I go to bed, I end up staying a lot later than I should be, which honestly probably infects my mental health, because a lot of studies have showed that going to bed reading a book is better than going on social media. A lot of times I've dealt with many interactions where we've gotten together as a family or friends, and instead of having face-to-face connections with everybody and talking, we all just end up staying on social media, which makes no sense, because why have these connections when everyone is so occupied or on their phone? The other thing I want to talk about is with bullying. There has been a lot of high rates of suicide just from social media. Social media is gotten to the point to where people just can't post certain things, where people can't express themselves the way they want to on social media, but also along with cyberbullying. That's the main reason why we not act the way we act, but that's the reason why we don't post or share important things in our lives. And with that being said, I hate for the part of it sometimes it's not even our fault with social media. Sometimes it's just, I don't know how to say it. Like, it's not like we're doing it on purpose. Sometimes it's just a coping mechanism. Sometimes if you're in an awkward situation, you kind of just whip out your phone, and that's just kind of what draws you away from awkward situations, but often it grabs our attention way too much. When we should be present, we tend to do social media anyways. But also, going back to the mental health part, it affects our mental health like crazy. Do you know how many times there has been AI or people like paparazzi or random people that make up random things, and sometimes it's hard to believe it's real or not, And that's a cost at our mental health, because sometimes there's these things where people say, "Oh, well, this is better for you," or they're trying to persuade you, not for the right reasons, but try to persuade you because you never know. It's rough, because you never know what you can believe off of social media anymore. But I want to talk about the last thing as well, is it affects our real life relationships, because most of the time, instead of people being present with each other, social media is just the instant thing that we go to. I have no idea how many times I have had homework or chores or anything, or even hanging out with my partner, and all we ever do is just instantly go to social media. Another thing as well is I've seen a lot of people with improvement just because they stayed off of social media. See, people who tend to go on these, I don't know what you call it, tech cleanse, where they would delete a social media for a certain amount of time, and it's crazy, because people who are on social media have low self-esteem, higher rates of wanting suicide if being bullied, and they're just so anxious, and they have a bunch of anxiety. See, I had done a tech cleanse, or whatever you want to call it, for about 2 weeks, and I've realized I was more productive. I've become a lot happier. My anxiety went down like crazy, but also I've become more present and more aware of the people around me. Not only that, but I think people around me also do appreciate that too. And I feel like it's just so much easier, you know. And also it helps with your attention span, because when I'm off of social media, I tend to pay more attention to detail to whatever I'm doing. See, when I'm on social media, or see, for instance, if I have a chore that I gotta get done, I instantly want these little breaks to go on social media. See, it's just so much easier just to stay off of social media, because, you know, I can get it done and I don't have to like worry about, oh my god, like what is so and so doing, or checking out because I want to see videos, or I need a background movie or something, you know. I've paid more attention to everything. Not only that, but my emotions have gotten better as well. I am a type of person I would call, I have mood swings. And ever since I've gotten off of social media, I have better management of that, you know? And it not only improves me, but it also improves everyone else around me, because sometimes maybe everyone that's acting like a jerk sometimes to you is not the jerk. It's because of you. And sometimes that's all because you're not paying attention, or that's just because of social media in general. And I've had so much more time to myself. I've been more productive. I've been more happy. I've been able to go to sleep on time, you know, because there has been a study to where if you are on, like, if you have a screen in your face at least an hour before you're supposed to go to bed, it takes you a lot longer time to fall asleep. A lot longer. I've been able to sleep easier. I've been having lesser headaches, and honestly, it really has improved my mental health. So if anything, I'd say we use social media way too much, and I I've proven to myself that maybe being off of social media is like so much better for my mental health, but also for the people around me.